Hi, all. Welcome to the season two of the Stack Ahead podcast. I'm your host, Shubhangi, and today we are joined by Maha, who is our guest speaker. Maha, welcome to the podcast. We are so thrilled to have you here. Before I start, I would like to just give a quick introduction about our guest. Maha is passionate about all things data and has been working in this space for over 20 years now, has practical different experiences in data analytics, data science, and working in different segments. Also worked as a data architect and consultant for different countries in different continents, but also has practical business understanding as head of controlling, chief designer in strategy department, and member of supervisory board committee. And obviously always enjoys mixing technical business and analytical skills. So welcome to the show. Is there anything you would like to add to it? Anything basically.
Hi, Shubhangi, and hello, everyone. Uh, Thank you for having me here, and thank you for a great introduction. Yes, I'm in data space for 20 years, and I still passionately love and enjoy to do so.
Thank you. So I think the first question that I'm gonna have is gonna be a nice follow-up to the introduction. So I would really like to know about your journey into technology, like your origin story. How did you end up here? Like, were you always passionate about it? Or this is something, you learned, for example, maybe like, in your school time or like when you were studying and you said, oh, yes, this is the career I want to build. Like, this is the place for me.
Yes, I have this aha moment at the university.
Yeah.
On the latest year, we have a module data warehousing, and we learn from three Kimball's books, and we have lots of practice in business objects and several guest lectures to show us how it works in the industry and in the practice. And after all this, I fell in love and want to do this for the rest of my life.
Okay, that sounds great. So, for example, like, did you learn any specific languages that were like that made you more like inclined towards it, or like was it just more general? Like, as in, like like some people, they really like gadgets and they really like to play with things, and they're like I want to work something in software, for example. And then there's some people like who are like very good with numbers, so they're like, oh, I want to work with data. So, like uh like what would you say was like where's your journey like overall, like how did you start your journey into this?
Uh, on the university, we have lots of practice in business subjects, and to finish my final dissertation, I spent one and a half month in the lab, almost every day, playing with the business objects and playing with the data sets that I had.
Yeah.
Um, and after that, that helped me to become technical business objects consultant. And I was very good at it. And among first, I became certified business objects professional in Europe, and that helped me to gain even more knowledge about the software and to participate in the software testing A and B before it even goes to the market. And in some cases, in one version, I have add several codes with developers, of course, in the software. It was nice, but that was the technical role. And in that point, I was most focused on technical features and what we can do in the tool. And then the Bernard Littier, the founder of Business Objects, announced that he would like to sell the company. And soon after that, I got the opportunity to switch my career and to go to one international company, help them top management to shape the strategy and to communicate strategy with the data, and help people to implement also that same strategy. And then I spent lots of time learning the business aspects of the job,
Yeah.
and to see that the business problem is the starting point of this data journey. We need to solve certain problem. And it helps me a lot to communicate strategy to different audience. So I spent lots of time with the business, learning from them. In some departments, I spent several hours and some several days, and the longest I spent in the accounting department, because before, as technical consultant for profit loss statement report, I need to have very detailed specification to do so. And then spending lots of time learning from the business about the business side, and I took and finished 2 MBA programs in 2 different countries.
Yeah.
So get wider broad of different principles, and it's little differences between the profit loss statement and other finance elements in the Europe and in US and Asia. It's different
Yeah.
things, so get the knowledge also of that, and to improve my business knowledge and communication skills during that process. And then the crisis came, and we use all this knowledge, and I built the data controlling department from the scratch, to finding the gaps using all available data, internal and external one. So we use different data sets, and for example, profit loss from all around the world
Yeah.
can help us in this process to analyze this and to see what are our gaps and what we can do better, not just internal data itself. And when people saw what we can do with the data and how we save the company based on the data usage variety exploded, and we became truly data driven. And I was so proud. And after that, I switched back to consultancy and work for clients worldwide.
Yeah, I mean that's quite a like a long journey. I mean it's quite impressive. All the things that you have told me. I think like I'm particularly impressed. Like obviously the transition that you explained about like how you also like upskill yourself and learn more about business, because I think like when you're working with data roles, you have like a good edge if you are very good and comfortable with how business works as well. So you can obviously also provide better insights on the go. So I think the next question is gonna nicely wrap into this like this question, which is like, what is one technology that is currently being overhyped by the media or like, by just in general? And then conversely, what is the one technology that you would say is gonna transform the way we look at, software industry or like just technology as a whole?
Well, AI in both cases,
Yeah,
because um, AI is often marketing as marketized as a problem solver for everything these days, but we need to be careful. And I would draw the parallel with big data hype that we had before. First, we started with volume, velocity, and variety, and it's obviously, but we ended with 10 V's at the end. And we have also veracity, the confidence in the data, what is information and disinformation, and validity, how long we can use certain information before it becomes irrelevant, and variability, how the context change when we add more data sources. And what is sometimes missed is V for value, business value.
yeah,
The starting point that I learned from the business, we have
yeah.
the starting point and business problem that we want to solve. And then other perspectives are go in that direction.
Yeah, I think the last bit was very like I can resonate with that. So yeah, really, really right. Like I mean, definitely AI is gonna. I mean, it's a good, like, it's a really good technology to have, and I think like if we are able to like use it in the way, we can obviously make a lot of transformation out of it. But obviously, you have to get different components right to actually get AI to where it has to be. Essentially, if you're trying to use it in a business context. Um, so I think the next question really is gonna be a lineup or a follow-up to this question, which is like, what is a common piece of advice that you have found, or like anything like that you have found to be not so right or maybe wrong, and one you would say was quite about right. And this is because obviously you've worked in so many different places, so it probably is something you could derive from experience as a tech expert.
Well, it's hard to tell because we we try to implement the best practices and standards
Yeah.
worldwide. I worked for clients on 5 different continents,
Yeah.
and we need to adapt this. For example, there are different cultures and different habits. For example, in basic example, in most Western countries, European countries, this shaking hands, it means no. But in
Yeah.
Bulgarian, mean yes.
Yeah.
So that teach me that you cannot make assumptions, you need to ask.
Yeah.
And you need to adapt. And also, for example, very extreme example is the green color. Green color is the positive, and even in the business international business communication standard is use it green color for the positive
Positive.
change. But in some countries, it's have quite opposite meaning, and it's even forbidden to use. So we
Yeah.
need to adapt. Even in the same industry, I work for 8 different telco operators around the world, and they have different, even the subscription and subscriber definition. So
Yeah.
they change. They adjust their processes into their environment, and they have needs to adapt.
Yeah, I think that's a fair. Like, I think yeah, you are quite right. Like, it obviously depends from where you are working, what is like important and core to that part. And I think it does vary from obviously one place to another. So, if you are starting a career in technology with no connections, like right now, let's say in 2026, which specific skill would you be like, I want to master this skill first? In obviously, like today, it's a AI era, like it's a AI driven world now. So, what would you say would be the first skill you would master?
AI opens so much opportunities for learning, but we also have other channels as
Yeah.
well. Just for someone who started, it's not just AI, but you can also have different YouTubes, and on LinkedIn, AI can help you to search for that. And there are so many learning opportunities these days. So first skill is to find and search for
Yeah.
the proper education that you want to have, for the skills that you want to have, and what you want to learn. And there's really large amount of free online data conferences, channels, sessions that you can find. And even I've lately put the list of this, some of my interest part of this, and put it on LinkedIn. I start to
Yeah.
combine different things and remember list for myself, and then I share with my friends and the colleagues, and via different channels, and so I put it all together. And so we can find this
Yeah.
list on many places, and to see and start from this.
Yeah, I think that's quite right. Like for example, if I was starting finding a role now, like first I need to like I would decide which technology I really want to go for, like what specific thing I want to do, and then find all the right channels through which I could learn it. Probably like I would that's what the thing I would do. So I think it's quite right. Like you have to first figure out what is the like the area you want to settle with. Like which are you do you want to be a data analyst? Do you want to be a data architect? Do you want to be an engineer? Like what exactly are you passionate about really? So I think the next question is gonna be sort of a follow-up to this one. So what advice would you give to early careers or recent graduates who are looking for roles right now and skills to build? And like obviously with different new roles coming into the market now, obviously, like which weren't before, like for example, forward deployed engineers and um, AI engineers or AI consultants and like so on. What advice would you offer them? Like any 3 tips that you think would help them?
First, don't forget the foundation. It's very important
Yeah.
to gain the foundation and to see what is behind the scene. Yes, it's quickly change. the technology, but I changed so many technology in my life that I don't count it
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
And even I learned the artificial intelligence on my university even before this data warehousing module.
Yeah.
And it changed a lot. But the foundation is really important. And based on that, choose, as you mentioned, choose the area that you want to build your career. And then the practice, practice, and practice.
Yeah.
And learning with the practice, as I mentioned, there's so many learning opportunities, but learning with the practice. And today we have lots of data challenges,
Yeah.
and it helps a lot. Even I took data challenges when I switched the technology, because there are already prepared data sets, so you can use, and in different business segments and industries, so you can for very little or no experience and business, you can use the data sets and explore what are the KPIs, key performance indicators, and what are the key elements in that area, and try to build the insights from that. On different technology, you will figure out what you want. But also the data challenges is great that you can compare your results with other results of other participants and see what is missing and how you can improve
Okay.
yourself.
Yeah.
And don't forget, this is the new area, but we have so many learning opportunities that we can use. And regarding AI, first think in which direction you want to go. Is it traditional AI, generative AI, agentic AI, or combination of some of it?
Okay. Yeah, I think they're really good tips for anybody who is trying to look for a role in like 2026, with obviously the new changes and the way we are hiring now. Um, I think with this, the question segment has come to an end, but we have a small segment which is a rapid fire. So where I'm gonna ask you some rapid fire questions, and you are like, you can give like a one or two worded answer at best for it. So the first question is like, which chart will you prefer? Will it be a bar chart or a pie chart?
Bar chart.
Okay. Second question I would say is like, if you have to schedule a meeting, will you use Microsoft Teams, Zoom, or Google Meet?
Depends of the audience.
Okay, but if you would have to choose one, like, like for example, one tool you like better than the other.
Well, it really depends.
Okay.
I have some audience. Use Google Meets, and usually in the Microsoft environment, I use Teams.
Okay. What was the first programming language that you learned?
Basic.
Basic, yeah.
It was long time ago.
Yeah, yeah. I can remember. It was a long time back. The next one is like, what's your favorite gadget, like a technological gadget that you like to use? Like, don't say phone. Like any gadget that you like to use a lot.
Wow. Next question. It's it's difficult to choose only one.
Okay. So if you have five categories in your data set, which of the charts you will use to plot? Will you use a bar chart, column chart, or a donut chart?
Column chart.
Okay, that's great. And with that, the rapid fire segment comes to an end. Thank you everybody for joining us today. Thank you to our guest speaker as well. This session is gonna be posted on the link below, so you will be able to find it when it's ready. Thank you again. And with this,
Thank
we
you.
come to an end of this episode. I'll be back again next week with a new guest on this podcast.